there's one chart I want you to be watching right now, and the chart is Apple. So what is Apple doing? Why am I so excited about this? Let's go ahead, jump in, dive in. What's going on with Apple right now at this particular level? So today is February 18th, 2026, and I'm actually quite excited about this particular zone we are in right now because it just broke out of a big volume node and what I call the gravity zone. The gravity. So this is the new term. You'll be hearing that a lot from me. You'll be hearing a lot in this channel. So what is the gravity zone? The gravity zone is essentially where a bunch of volume has accumulated in that particular node. And in terms of what that looks like, check out all the activity that has been here. So broke down, broke up, and it just keeps going into this gravity zone. So what happens when it breaks out? Well, you decide. Broke out. What happens when it breaks out above this particular one? You decide. What happens when it comes in? Well, it just chops. Just chops. It just chops. And so what happens when it breaks below it? Straight down. So what can we do with this information? So what we can do with this particular information is anytime we're going to break above, so this is a green line, this will be a buy level. Red line, this will be a sell level. And when we come in, this is where you would see more of a chop zone. And now you can trade inside of these, but what I like to do, and not a lot of folks, so a lot of folks who use this type of volume profiles, this is essentially a volume profile, is they'll try to trade inside of it. They'll try to trade inside of it. And in particular, kind of what we are seeing on the S&P 500 right now, and I'll show you that chart as well. This is really what you could do with a volume profile. You can try to trade inside of this chop. It's not, to me, I don't love that type of trading. I like breakouts. I like trading a breakout. And what I'm seeing on Apple right now is a very, this isn't a guarantee, but this is a very nice looking pattern. After this strong move down, there is a big breakout out of the gravity zone. And what tends to happen with these? Well, if you get slow volume above it, that is a clear sign that it is just going to shoot right through that into the next level. Where's the next level? All the way up here at 274, roughly 274, about 273. So where is that? How big of a move that is that? That's about a 3-4%. So that could actually happen maybe 1-2 days if Apple has a strong move to the upside. So that is what I'm seeing on Apple right now. That's the target. The target will be up here. And this is these lines right here that you'll see on the chart. These are actually previous major support or resistance lines. So right now we're coming up on a resistance line. And so there has been 2 wicks right here, 2 wicks that it tried to break it, just quite hasn't made it. And then it pulled back right into this zone. So we're actually going to be loading up on this nice little break hook and potentially go. Let's just go break hook and go into the gravity zone. This is a open space trade. This is what I call the open space. So the gravity zone is right here. Gravity, G-V-I-T-Y. Okay, that's the gravity. And then this is open. Open space. So essentially what we want is we want to trade this open space. We want to trade outside of the gravity zone. And that is what we're seeing here on the chart on Apple. So that's kind of the goal here is we'll try to break some of these levels. This will be the first one. Then hopefully we can get up here and we can break and we can come back into this next resistance level up there into this big volume node. And we'll probably do a little chop fest from there. So basically the idea is break up, straight up, go into this zone, maybe do some chopping, and then potentially break out of that next one. That would kind of be the idea behind this. That would be something that we would watch for. Now, if it comes back into this, I would look for it to come back right into this big volume, which is what I call the gravity line, but this is the zone. And if it does come back in here, it probably will do some chop. Could do some chop fest. as well. But this is the zone we're watching. This is the zone that I'm watching. And I believe if we can confirm, we can break out. What I would like to see is a candle confirm above this right here. So a candle confirmed above this line. Basically, if a candle could come up and confirm above it, right? Paint a little nice little candle right there. I think we're potentially heading to 274, even 276 or 278. Up there in that range, which again is about 3-4% away. So that's what I'm seeing here on the Apple chart. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that analysis today. If you did, go ahead and give me a quick little thumbs up. Is this tool something that you would be interested in? I'm considering opening up to the public, but right now I just again, I make a lot of these tools for myself, and I think that they're so great that I have to share them with everybody. But this is the type of tool that I believe is going to change just a lot of people's perspective as far as what they see on the chart. Because when you don't have something like this, maybe you'll see this and say, okay, yeah, there's a nice little pop there. But what else? It's not really showing me a lot here until you turn this thing on. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's clear. It broke out of a nice range right there. And let me show you what happened. Let me actually show you what happened previously when it broke out of this zone. So this is what we were seeing the same exact chart. So think about, go back in time about 2 weeks ago, or a little bit over 2 weeks in time. And this would have been a video that I would have been making, being like, hey, look at this, breaking out of the gravity zone. Here's an open space up here. And then what do you know? Boom. You see that? A beautiful break above, and look where it stopped right there. Right. So that was a nice move, about a 3% move. Again, these are only hourly candles. And so by the time maybe you're watching this, maybe it's already got there. But I really enjoy this stuff. And I think that this type of trading is just going to be electric. It's just going to be absolutely electric. And actually, I should have kept the candles playing, because it actually ended up going more than that. So as soon as it broke out of this green line here, so it went up all the way almost 7% at the peak. Wow, yeah, that would have been really nice. So yeah, so I think we could see this type of move again, this type of move right here. So gravity zone at its peak. So if we go at its peak, well, it's essentially the same. Yeah, it's essentially the same trade. So almost 7%. So 6-7% away, which is a good chunk of change. And when you're talking about some, even options, things like that. So be on the lookout for Apple. This is the chart I'm watching right now. This is a chart I think you guys should be watching as well. Let's see how this plays out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.